At 49, Kate Winslet is one of the most recognized faces in Hollywood. She has given us unforgettable performances that touched our hearts. But behind the fame, success, and countless awards, Kate's life has faced moments that are truly heartbreaking. What makes her story so powerful is not just her talent, but the struggles she had to face while staying strong in a world that often judges women too harshly. Kate was born in Reading, England, in 1975. She grew up in a family of actors, which gave her a strong connection to the arts. But life was not always easy. Her parents divorced when she was young, and she had to learn to cope with change early in life. Many might think that being born into an acting family guarantees success, but Kate's journey was filled with rejection and tough lessons. At the age of 15, she faced her first big test. She auditioned for a role on a television show, but it did not work out. For most teenagers, this could have been discouraging. But Kate did not give up. She believed in her dream, and slowly, doors started opening. Of course, the role that made Kate Winslet a household name was in Titanic. The world watched as she brought Rose to life, capturing the hearts of millions. But fame came with its own challenges. Suddenly, she was everywhere, in magazines, interviews, and public events. And with that, criticism also followed. People judged her looks, her choices, and even her personal life. In an industry obsessed with youth and perfection, Kate often spoke about the pressure she felt. She was criticized for gaining weight for roles or not fitting Hollywood's idea of beauty. These were struggles that were far beyond the normal pressures of growing up. Behind her dazzling performances, Kate also faced heartbreak in her personal life. She has been married 3 times, and each relationship came with its own difficulties. She has 2 children, and while she loves being a mother, balancing her career with family life has been a challenge. In interviews, Kate has shared that she often felt guilty for being away from her children while working on movies. Imagine the emotional toll of being in the spotlight, while trying to be the kind of mother she wants to be. It is a delicate balance that few people outside of Hollywood truly understand. Another heartbreaking part of Kate's journey has been the way she handles her roles. She is known for choosing characters that are emotionally complex and sometimes very dark. Movies such as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Revolutionary Road, and The Reader required her to explore pain, loss, and trauma on screen. While acting is her profession, immersing herself in these roles took a heavy emotional toll. She has openly talked about feeling drained and sad after filming certain scenes. For Kate, being an actor is not just about pretending, it is about living the emotions of her characters, sometimes at the cost of her own mental health. Despite all the struggles, there is something inspiring about Kate. She refused to let criticism define her. She refused to accept Hollywood's narrow standards of beauty. She continued to take on meaningful roles, even if they did not promise commercial success. This shows a kind of strength that is not always obvious in movies. But even with her accomplishments, the tragedy is that Kate has often faced unfair judgment. From tabloids to social media trolls, the pressure has never really stopped. She has experienced what many of us feel: self-doubt, fear of failure, and heartbreak, but under a microscope that magnifies everything. Her story reminds us that fame does not mean happiness. It does not protect anyone from pain or disappointment. Kate Winslet has achieved things most of us can only dream of, yet her journey is filled with challenges that are deeply human. What makes her story heartbreaking is not just the struggles themselves, but the contrast between what the world sees and what she actually experiences. Millions see the glamorous actress on screen, but few realize the sacrifices, the struggles, and the emotional battles she fights behind closed doors. At 49, Kate Winslet stands as a symbol of strength, but also of human vulnerability. She is proof that even those who seem to have it all face moments of pain, doubt, and heartbreak. Her life teaches us that it is okay to struggle, it is okay to fail, and it is okay to feel hurt, even while achieving great success. Her journey is heartbreaking, yes, but it is also inspiring. It shows that true courage is not about never facing difficulties, it is about continuing despite them. Kate's story is a reminder that every smile on screen may hide a story of pain, effort, and lived experience. So next time you watch one of her movies, remember, the woman behind the character has faced battles that many of us might never see. And maybe that makes her performances even more powerful, because they come from a place of real emotion and lived experience. Kate Winslet's story is more than a tale of fame and awards. It is a story of heartbreak, perseverance, and the courage to keep going when the world seems harsh. And that is a story worth remembering.